Hi guys, Rio here with another video for Blender. In this one we're gonna be designing a simple environment. It's gonna be really easy. So Shift A and add a cube. Cylinder, that's what I mean, sorry guys. Let's drop hundreds of verts in here so it's, nice and smooth. And then RX 90, and let's just scale it up a bit, and SY and scale it on Y axis, that much maybe, yeah. Let's delete these two faces, so X and delete faces, and then let's go to modifiers and solidify it a bit, okay? And then smooth it with sharpen. So there we go, that's our pipe, and now we're going to slice it. So let's go to top view, numpad 5 for orthographic, Shift V, well, let's just start box cutter with Alt W, then Shift V, and switch to view. And make sure in a box cut, so box cut, yeah, so D, and make sure in a box cut. So we're going to cut this here like that, and press X, slash it, and slash it in here, and slash it once more like this. Cool. And we got these, so let's select all of them, and operations and smart apply. This will apply solidification and the booleans. Select the last piece, go to face mode, Alt select this loop Q, and shift click on curve extract, which will extract this here. And now we need to change it into a cylinder. So this is, I think, still solidified, which means we could remove the solidification or apply it actually. And we could go to face mode, select these, X, remove vertices, select both with Alt and Shift, Alt and F to close it, and boom, we got this, right? Awesome. Let me save it because actually this one is Blender 3.0, I'm using 3.0. 2.93 is just a piece of hot garbage, it's, crushing on me all the time. I don't know, people are complaining about it as well, so they fucked up something in coding. So I'm using 3.0, is no problem at all. We need to apply some mud to it, so select everything and Alt M and add material. Let's see how we're looking in look depth. Yeah, that's pretty cool, I like that. But it might be a bit dark, but you know what, I'm just gonna leave it like that, that's okay. On top of this I want to add glass here, so let me add a cube, right? And I'm gonna go Alt M and shift click on a material which will add glass, which is visible in viewport, which is awesome. That's HardOPS glass. Now let's grab these two, okay? Go to local view, front view, orthographic, go to vert mode, and let's go in occlude mode, which is basically X-ray, right? Press B and select the top here, maybe a bit wider like this, something like that. And we need this vert as well here, see? So we got two here and we need two here. So press W a few times, hold shift and select them, and then you're gonna select all these verts through here. You can turn off pass through, Control I to invert it, and let's go to material and add material, and go to edit mode, select the glass and assign, okay? And same here, add material, glass, and assign. Cool. So we now got glass on the bottom. We don't need this. We can delete it. Awesome. We got a little bit of shading problem here, and this is caused by Z fighting. So we need to simply scale these a little bit. So select them both with Shift S with machine tools, and let's move the origin to geo and SY, and just scale them just a little bit on y-axis until this Z fighting disappears. Now you see, now it's gone, it's clean. It's simply the glass is touching the outer face of the glass. This side, right, was simply touching the other part. Now we got some mud in here, which is kind of weird. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna connect these two here with J, and we're gonna copy this to the other side, so like this. And we're gonna do the same thing in here, so connect these two and J, and we're gonna select these two bits, okay, because we need glass in here, and we're going to assign, okay, glass PG, and Alt X with mesh machine to another side. If you don't have mesh machine, what you can do is go to solid view, Alt X, D with HardOPS, symmetry, and the same thing, right? So here, let's check this one very quickly. Same problem. So let's go to vert mode and select these two and J, and select these two and J, select these two, right? And glass assign, and then simply symmetrize it. So now we need to add bevel. So select everything, okay, with A, Q, and bevel, and then we're gonna go to operations and alt click on sharpen, which will add weighted normals, which will separate everything visually very nicely. Okay, that's awesome. Cool, so we got that sorted. Now what we could do is we could actually close this opening here with a face, and I think it's going to look a little bit better. So what we could do is simply go here, okay, so let's select the face, Shift G, select my material, and we're going to separate it to, you know, its own geo. So P to its own selection, and then close this face and close this face, and grab this glass and do the same thing. So here, close the face and close the face. Let's see how this looks. I think it's gonna look a bit better. There you go. So you just gonna close in here, so it looks better. So we're gonna do the same thing in here. Awesome. So we got this sorted. Now we gotta fix this one here very quickly. So let's inset it a bit, okay, and inset it some more. GY, let's move it in and inset it here, and maybe that's too deep. A little bit like that, and then extrude it, scale it, select this one and Control B to chamfer this, and this one chamfer, and this is gonna be our hatch. And now we need a path in the middle. So plane, back view, orthographic, GZ, drop it down here, S, scale it down here, and let's solidify this downwards. Okay, so solidify it, where is it, modifier, solidify it downwards, and SY, and extrude it here like that. Let's go and see how we're looking. We're looking pretty good. Let's just lift it a little bit up and scale it on X like this, so it kind of cuts into the sides. So there's a path going through, which is great. Now let's go to look depth so we can see a little bit better. This path could be of the same material, so you know, we can just simply copy the matte here, go here, D, and let's add some hatch. Okay, so I'm gonna grab one of my decals. You can grab them on my gamma out on the Ponteriuri. Grab this one, and let's select this face and shift, not shift D, that's not what I wanna do. Shift S and two face, and actually, is this flipped or is it me? Hang on. Alt V and face orientation. No, it's not flipped. Okay, we're good. Alt V and turn it off. Cool. So let's select this decal and Shift S and two cursor, scale it out a bit, and D and Alt project. Boom, we're done. Cool. Awesome. Let's adjust it so it's actually not sinking into the geo. Awesome. Let's scroll it a bit. Okay, so it's actually, you know, aligned with the floor. So either like this, horizontal. I think horizontal is gonna be a bit better. So horizontal is fine. Cool. Awesome. So that's the hatch. Okay, this one's a bit too high, so let's drop it a bit lower like this. Peachy. So let's grab these two. So this one and the path, go to top view, and now what I want to do is actually want to slice this. Okay, so I'm going to slice it with a box cutter. So I'm gonna go here and slice it in here like this. Chop. All right. So it doesn't really, you know, go in like this. Let's recall this cutter. Okay, so add a scroll, right? And we're gonna cut it in the middle. So we're gonna cut it in here like this. Right? So we're gonna cut the cutter. Okay. So now let's see how we're looking. Yeah, we're looking much better. This is much better. So let's grab this this path and let's move it a little bit higher here, like this. And I think this should be fine. Cool. So we got a path here going on, and now we need another one on top. So Shift D and just move it up and just scale it a little bit so that, you know, it's a little bit narrower. And we can grab a a loop in here, Control B to scale it, and let's just select the side, select the side loops here, and Control B and scale them, and select the face in the middle, and one more time, GZ, and drop it down a bit, and then I'm gonna select these two and bevel them. Whoa. Let's apply this. So Q and sharpen. I think solidification is causing this. So one more time, select these two edges, Control B. There we go. That's better. Bevel them and then copy to the other side. Awesome. So that's a ceiling, and the path is in here, which is great. The path also could be, you know, kind of flipped. So also could be a little bit less solidified. So operation modify solidify, let's just make it a bit thinner like this, and let's cut it in half the same way, maybe like this, and let's just grab this path in the middle, so this one, and in fact, you know what, let's GG and move it in here and symmetrize it, and select these and move them up a little bit, and you know, bevel this. Okay, so let's apply the solidification, and Control B, one more time, select these two loops, Control B, and bevel this a little bit like that, and symmetrize it. Cool. So we have a top and bottom, and now we need to simply add some stuff to it. So let's go to Eevee, okay, and let's turn off this transparency here. I mean, turn on the transparency. There we go. Now we're gonna play with trim sheets, yeah. So let's just add some loops in here, okay, like this. Let's have some fun. So let's turn on box cutter and D. Let's go to textured ones. You can grab these on our Gamrot, is a Blender Bros trim sheet. So you know, have a look. They're awesome. Let's just apply something in here. This is a little bit too big, so we're going to control scroll through them. That's pretty cool. This could stay. This could be something larger, so let's see. Let's go with this one, and maybe we could try this. See that? Don't know if it's gonna work for us, but this is interesting. And these ones could be different, so let's grab some kind of maybe yeah, this one could look interesting. So let's just apply this cable, but we need a textured one. So from here, alt click on this, and this is gonna apply this trim sheet here. We can actually scroll through them, so let's see if we're gonna find something, you know, more suitable here. This is interesting, I like that. So let's grab the same one here. So alt click this one and click, and this same here. So alt click and just simply click, and you're done. You know, this maybe it's a little bit too colorful, so maybe I'm gonna grab something a bit more, you know, toned down. So let's go to maybe trim sheet 9, see how this is gonna behave. Yeah, I think this could be a bit more interesting. Maybe, you know, maybe it's a bit too colorful. So let's grab this and see what we have here. This could be interesting. Let's see. There we go. And now we need to grab the end bit. Okay, so let's grab this one and let's have some fun. So first of all, we need something here. So let's grab some cables or something, some pipes, you know. This could be interesting. So alt click, there you go. Let's grab this here, maybe a larger one, and we could just go, let's see here what we have. There we go, that's awesome. So just click on it. I'm gonna get like a piping around it, which looks really cool. And I think this one could be, you know, something a bit less eye poking. So maybe, you know, maybe just a paneling like that. Cool. How we looking? We're looking amazing. That's how we're looking. Okay. we're looking amazing. Cool, cool, cool. Also, we need to fix these, yeah, so we need to fix these. So let's grab something. You know what, we could actually try to apply these as well. So alt click. That doesn't really look good. This paneling is gonna be awesome, just like a, you know, just like a very you know, very faint paneling. This is awesome. This is from the paneling pack, which is great. Here we can have long ones again, so we can select these two and run some support beams. I got support beams somewhere here. We could run this, okay, so we could run them on both sides. So here, go to D and alt click support beams. There we go. We could have literally the same thing on the other side, right? So it's mirrored. And here on sides we could have some piping as well, so we could run something like this, you know. Let me just scroll this. Yeah, this will do. And here we get lines, a lot of them, so we could just grab them like that and simply, I don't know, drop something. So just click here and something's gonna get added. Alt X to you know, to mirror this to the other side. The floor should be a bit different, so we could have some flooring here on the bottom. So let's go to trim sheet 9. There should be some flooring here, maybe this one. There we go. Sides here could be some pipes again, and so maybe something like this. Let me see that. Select this one. There you go. And here on the side we could have some drains or just some, you know, regular paneling. Also we could have some lighting in here as well. So what we could do is symmetrize it. Okay, so we got something like this, which is great. And then we could let's run some lights in here. So we could have, you know, here for example, or even here we could have a lighting. So let's add another matte here and new, and change it to emission, and then make it a bit bluish, increase strength and simply assign it, and you're gonna get, you know, an emissive matte here all along, which is great. We probably need emissive materials here as well somewhere, so we could just make this trim sheet a bit more narrow and select this loop here. There we go. Plus, and not this one, emission and assign. There we go. So that's an emission. Here's an emission. Cool. And this emission motif could continue throughout here, right? So just drop it in here, and, you know, boom, and assign, and here as well. So drop a loop and alt click and assign. The same thing could be on a door, could be, you know, could be somewhere around, somewhere here around here, like a thin one. This one, you know, and add plus emission assign. Okay, awesome. There we go. And, you know, now we need some lighting on top. Okay, so there we go. Grab this one and drop it here. So G, and put it somewhere here. We can make it really small. Okay, so it's gonna be kind of like a small lighting, and, you know, put it somewhere here on the side, or even here. Could be really tiny, guys. Okay, it doesn't really matter, right? Could be really tiny. And you could array this. Okay, so Q and array and X, and I can't see what I'm doing, so one more time. X, there we go, and just array this, you know. Boom. D, adjust E, and, you know, make them brighter. Unfortunately, you need to, the decal machine will not allow you to scroll outside the screen, so you need to do it a few times, and that should work. Cool, now they're really bright here. Awesome. So we got that sorted out. Now let's go to cycles and see how we're looking in cycles. Cool, we're gonna change this HDRI to something else. So let's go to shader editor, world, and this would work nicely. It's gonna be sunny, and we can increase this a bit here to 1.1 or something, so it's gonna be a bit brighter. Or we could actually grab, you know, something like Kiara Sunrise, which is great. or here, and increase it to, yes, 1.1 is fine. So now we need a camera, right? So let's go to look depth and let's just apply a camera here. So let's smart come to view, and it's already locked to view, so we can just align it. And I'm thinking about, you know, the perspective. Maybe this perspective is cool. It's kind of like 50 millimeters, which is as us humans would see world. So it's very accurate. Maybe just lower it down a bit somewhere here and move it in. Kind of this kind of an angle, which is interesting. Boom, that's that. And let's just unlock it, and then let's go to cycles. And let's see how we're looking. We're looking pretty cool. So now what we can do is render this. Now we will need probably a bit more light in here, but I think this should be enough to render this. There's glass which allows the light to pop in. It's a little bit noisy, but we're gonna be using compositors. So if you go to compositing and use nodes, we're gonna split them here like this. So click this and boom, and then we're going to add denoiser. Okay. Well, come on, one more time. Denoiser and glare. Glare is gonna add some bloom to your lights. Okay, so let's change it to fog glow and high, and then denoise. Cool. We need to enable denoising here, so we need to go to this tab, passes, and denoising data, which will enable new options here, and we need to connect these. Okay, so that's denoising. Cool. And then let's go to render and change to 250 samples, and I'm going to switch performance to 248. You can do whichever you wish with your settings, depends on the machine really. And make sure you're gonna turn off the square samples if they turned on, because it's gonna square your samples, which is a disaster. We don't need that many here. Transmission 5 is enough. Transparency 5 is enough. I think maybe 6 in this case because it's a glass, so let's go with 6. And diffuse 5 I think might be fine, and that should do. Glossy maybe 5 because, you know, it's a glass as well, so this should be okay. Alright guys, so let's try to render this, and this shouldn't take too much. Of course, we need to switch here to GPU compute, and I need to check my system settings because I don't know if I set it up yet. So system CUDA, we are in optics, so we can actually try optics. I hope the Blender will not crash on me here. We can try in CUDA, you know, see how it's gonna go. Let's just you know, turn this off because it's slowing everything down. There we go. And let's just try to render this. Okay, so let's see how much time it's gonna take. There's one thing that bothers me is the color of this emission. I think I'm gonna change it to something a bit more warm. So let's go here and change it to yellow, and maybe reduce the saturation because it's gonna be a bit too much. Just seeing one thing in here, that this path actually should be a little bit lower because it's kind of like clashing with this entrance. So GZ and just drop it down so you can see the whole entrance here actually. And also I lowered down this strength of emission. Let's say we're gonna go with 20 because it's a little bit, you know, on the bright side. Might be a bit too much. So let's try to render it now. Okay guys, that's the end product in Photoshop. I simply added some filters and cleaned up the image a bit, mixed the clean one, which is the denoised one, with the noisy one. So with this one, okay. So it's a regular render, and combine them together to, you know, achieve this result. Looks pretty dope. So hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Give us a like and sub if you did, and links to all the amazing add-ons like HardOPS and Boxcutter in the video description. So if you need them, grab them. Decal machine as well. Thank you for watching. Catch you in the next one.